Want to learn the most important relationship advice that could save your marriage, create more joy in relationships, and elevate your love life? Then watch this video. Hey there, it's Michele Ariana with Empower TV, and today we're going to be talking about the most important love advice you will ever hear. This was so profound for me once I learned it and started applying it. It was funny, my divine partner Dave and we were chatting about our past relationships and all that we've learned in love and in life, and he had asked the question, like, what is something that you learned that you would consider the most important advice that you would give to others, or if you would give to your younger self? And I said, this one thing that, honestly, if you hear me and understand this and integrate it into your life, it could save your relationship, whether you're in one now or your future relationship. It could reduce your stress, increase your happiness, and even have a huge, profound impact on your kids or anyone who you're going to connect with in the future. And this one bit of advice is this: you can't make someone happy. Now, I know that sounds simple and kind of like obvious, but this is something that I think causes the biggest downfall in love, relationships, dating, even relationships with parents and kids and friends, is you cannot make someone happy. It's not your job. It's not your responsibility to make someone else happy. You can't control someone's feelings. And when I learned this forever changed the trajectory of how I existed in relationships. And I wanted to share it with you because wherever you're at in relationships right now, whether you're attracting a partner in 2020 or you've been in a relationship, or you're having trouble in your current relationship, or you're exiting a relationship, this one bit of advice, if you can integrate this and carry it with you and take it with you, it will literally change the foundation of how you exist. Because when we're growing up, the reason why I think we even have this belief that we think we are meant to make someone else happy, or that we live our life to make someone else happy, or we think we can change someone else or do something different or be different in order for them to be happy. The reason we have that is because it was what we were trained to believe as kids. Not on purpose. No one was having any ill intention, but as children, you're a sponge. Between the ages of 0 and 7, you're just an absolute sponge of absorbing information. And when we're little, we pick up the belief, or we learn that we need to behave in a certain way in order for our caretakers to be happy. Meaning, if we misbehave, we think mom or dad or our caretaker is sad or mad at us. And so our internal little childlike brain thinks and starts to believe, like, I have to censor myself. I have to change my behavior. I have to act differently in order to make someone happy. Now, obviously, as parents, you need to have some sort of way to help your child develop into a normal functioning human. I get it. But the thing is, as we get older and become adults, you and I now have these inner beliefs and programs that we can make someone else happy by changing our behavior or censoring or editing ourselves or doing something outside of our own integrity or authenticity that could change someone's happiness, but that's just not true. And I wanted to call it to attention, and I want to share it, and I want to give this advice to everyone so that you can really align with it. Because when you realize that that was just an old belief, a belief that you had as children, that we had as children, in order to pretty much survive or to get love from our parents, we didn't know any better. We needed to behave. And so by changing our behavior or doing something, thinking that made mom or dad or caretaker happy, we now developed a limiting belief in our adulthood that says, in relationships, I can make someone else happy, and you absolutely can't. And so when Dave and I were having this conversation, we both were discussing how profound that is, because he arrived at that realization as well as I arrived at it through our relationship journeys with other people, through my own marriage and divorce, and through countless other relationships, of realizing when I was trying to make someone else happy, aka betray myself or sacrifice myself or be a martyr in some way, it doesn't turn out good, by the way, for either of you or for the relationship. And so when we can start to shift this perspective and realize, yeah, you're not here to make someone else happy, and your partner is not here to make you happy. It's the biggest fallacy that I think we as humans have developed and carried into adulthood. And so I believe that when we can start to shift this consciousness in ourselves and realize, okay, I'm not here to make my partner happy, and my partner's not here to make me happy, so what are we here for? Well, great question. We're here to make ourselves happy, find our own joy, fill our own values, and from that aligned, filled up space, that overflow, our cuppeth floweth over, and from that overflow you can then add to other people's life. You can share the joy, you can contribute, you can share, you can help elevate from a filled up space, not from a depleted space, not from a martyr space, not from a place of, I have to make someone else happy, so I have to do all these things to change who I am in order to try to make someone happy. Because, by the way, you will spend a lifetime chasing your tail if you think you can make someone happy. You can't. It's just not why we're here. You are an autonomous, sovereign spirit being having a human experience. You have God force flowing within you. Your creator created you in the image and likeness, and everybody has that. You came forth with the ability to make yourself happy and know what's important to you and seek that out. And every other person has come forth with that too, including your partner or your future partners if you're dating or if you're in a relationship. So the minute that I dropped the belief that it's my responsibility to make my partner happy, more joy started flowing in, more alignment, more healthy, highly evolved relationship conversations and solutions started flowing in. In fact, I started applying that to my family and my friends, and all of us having more highly evolved conversations. It truly changed the trajectory of my life and other people's lives as well. And so it was so important as Dave and I started discussing that. We're like, okay, well, what did you do to help to create more happiness within yourself? Like when I shifted the belief that I have to make other people happy, I was like, well, then what do I do? Well, all the personal growth and development that I do, all the self-leadership, the conscious awareness, mindfulness, all of that, self-care, self-love, filling up my cup so that I can be of greater service to myself and my partner. That's how you can lead with love. That's how you have a highly evolved relationship, and that can save your marriage. It can save your relationship. If you're starting to date and you're, attracting partners who are feeling demanding of your time and energy, or you're demanding their time and energy to make you happy, that is cause for failure. It will be the breakdown of the relationship, the deterioration of it. But once you start to embody this advice that I figured out along the way, believe me, I used to believe I had to make everyone happy. Again, it's something we pick up as kids, but we have to evolve it into adulthood. To realize when you come into partnership, when you're deciding to come into a conscious relationship, a conscious coupling, an evolved relationship, it's really embodying the idea that I am not here to make you happy. You're not here to make me happy. So let's make ourselves happy and together support one another, evolve each other from a filled up cup. And so it's not really a paradox. It's really the understanding that it's just not your responsibility to be the causation of someone else's happiness, because no matter what you might do, no matter how much you try, no matter how much you give, it is someone's responsibility, their own responsibility for how they feel, just like it's your own responsibility for how you feel, just like it's my responsibility for how I choose to feel. If my partner says something and I choose to feel hurt by that, that's my choice. It's not his job to make me happy. It's not my job to make him happy. And so when I embodied this piece of advice, it changed the trajectory of my relationships. And I hope that if this is something that you've had an awareness of and you're already integrating it, awesome. Share that kind of love. And maybe have those highly evolved conversations with your partner. Or if you're dating and you're manifesting a partner or manifesting your partner, open that up to conversation. See what their thoughts and beliefs are about existing in partnership. Another thing this leads me to about you can't make someone else happy. You can only be responsible for your own happiness, is know yourself. Do the inner work. A really key important exercise, which I'm going to get into in other episodes, is to do your values. Know your values in the area of love and relationships. Whether you're already married, take the time to discover each other's values, or you're dating or wanting to attract a partner, know your own values so that as you're manifesting a partner, you can start to attract more of what resonates with your values. It's not someone else's responsibility to meet your needs or values. It's your own. However, when you have that clarity, you can then come into partnership or create a partnership, if you're already in one, that's built on a solid foundation of being sovereign and an individual being who is responsible for their own joy, right? That elevates both partners. By the way, it takes the pressure off of each of you in a partnership to be like, oh, I'm not responsible for your happiness. Cool. Okay, how can I understand my own values, fill them up, so then now I have more love to give to my partner, more to share. I do believe a huge component of why we're here as humans is for our joy, our growth, and even contribution. Now, being of contribution or being of service to others, it does not mean you are responsible for someone else's happiness. So a really quick exercise, again, I'll probably dive into this in another episode on Empower TV. So make sure you, if you're on YouTube, make sure you like, subscribe, and get the notification bell so you know when I'm posting episodes. I'll probably dive deeper into values in another episode. But for this case, just how you understand your values in love and relationships is literally take out a piece of paper, ask yourself, what's important to me in this area of life? And then answer the question. Just brainstorm. What's important to me in this area of love and relationships? What's important to me in dating or whatever you might be in? And then write down what's important. What do you value? Because all your values are your unconscious beliefs about what you perceive as important to you. And by the way, once you know your values and words that you have that mean something to you, your partner has different values. Mark my words. Even if you both have a value of love, your definition of love is very different from one another. And I know this because my partner and I have gone through values exercises and even have similar words. But when we dive into, okay, what's important and what does that mean to me, it's different. So to do a quick exercise, you just do a brainstorm of what's important to you in love and relationship. And then once you've just done a brain dump and got everything out, put it in numeric order. So, okay, out of all your things, what's the most important to you in love and relationships? Okay, what's the second most important thing that you value in love and relationship? And so on till you get to like your top 10. And then next to it, write down what each of those words mean to you. Honestly, it's going to be so revolutionary for you, and if you're in partnership, to do it with your partner if they're open to it, because then you both can now understand what makes you tick, what makes each of you happy, so you can fill your own cups, and from that aligned state, help each other meet each other's values. So I hope that's helpful. I mean, you realizing that it's not your responsibility to make other people happy, specifically your partner, it transforms your life, and it could literally save a relationship or save you the headache and the hassle if you're in dating, so that you can manifest a partner or create a relationship that is truly aligned, that has more ease and flow. So again, be sure to like this video if you liked it. If you want more videos, subscribe to this channel, hit the notification button so you get more. great content as I post it. I'm posting more and more now as my company Empower Your Life is starting to share more information on Empower Your Love Life. So you definitely want to stay tuned on more of that. If you have topics that you really want advice or suggestion or coaching about, leave them in the comments below. This is how I'm going to get more information to shoot videos. So I may pick one of your comments and questions and actually create a whole video about it. So until next time, it's Michele Ariana with Empower TV. I'll talk to you soon.